What's going on, guys? Gomes here, back again on another MLB The Show 19 Dynasty video. Today, we're going to talk about the fastest way you guys can complete the 6th inning program. As you guys see, I have completed it myself, and yep, I did not sleep as you guys probably would have assumed. I was up all night. Of course, I got a little bit of a late start. I was finishing out some uploads, which reminds me, if you guys could leave a really big like down below on this video, it really does help me out, and subscribe to the channel. Got a lot of really cool content, including a brand new debut today with perhaps one of these 6th inning signature bosses, so really excited to bring that out to you guys. But getting into how I completed this so fast. So first, we're gonna go with the obvious stuff. That is the moment challenges, of course. At first, I wasn't gonna do the moments, but then I realized that they are definitely worth it. They are tedious, I will say. This is probably the most difficult string. I can't even put into words how frustrated I got during some of these just because I was not able to hit. And you guys know, there's just times where you cannot hit. You square up everything, but it's lineouts. In particular, the first boss battle that you have on veteran difficulty, I had 2 hits. I went into extra innings before I finally won that game. Really frustrating. Overall, these are definitely worth it. Individual tips, of course, you guys know my dashboard method. I will leave a link down up to that in the top right-hand corner over there if you guys are interested and are having trouble with that multi-game mission. Otherwise, the best thing I could recommend is, I think power swinging is really worth it. Have some guys with a decent amount of vision and power if you guys have that available. So for example, I rather would have a guy like Bryce Harper opposed to somebody like Ichiro in these challenges, just because I think it's a whole lot better. And just focus, you know, just don't treat it as like, you know, don't have your mind put off on something else. Focus on the game and you will get it eventually. I did that and they got quite easy eventually, but they really were frustrating. Conquest, another thing I wasn't sure if I was going to do, but absolutely worth it. Conquest is pretty sweet and simple this time around. There's no certain amount of turns that you have to defeat a stronghold in. All you have to do is capture the whole map, and you have to steal 3 million fans, so do that at some point. Really, I think I went to the Reds, then the White Sox, then I went down from the Dodgers, Mariners, and Mets. Usually what I did is I would play on veteran to all-star difficulty. If you have to, maybe you can get on rookie, but I think you're gonna have to play on at least veteran difficulty. And then of course, when you want to steal those fans is right before you get to the stronghold you're gonna go to. So for example, I was about to the White Sox and I stole 3 million fans, which you do have to play an all-star to do. But if you have a really good team and you focus in, I don't think it should really be an issue. I was smacking every team that I played in Conquest, and it went pretty easy, went pretty fast, of course. Generally in Conquest tips, I would always recommend, you know, take your time. You do not have to rush this at all. You can take as many turns as you want, and remember, as many hexagons that you own, that's the more squares or that more hexagons that you're going to get in the next reinforced turn. So if you guys want to, you know, grind a couple of those and stack a few on top of each other, you can have a little bit more reinforcements to go ahead and face one of those strongholds. So that's Conquest and moments. Those are the 2 pretty obvious things that gets you a lot of stars, of course. As far as the missions go, I did not do the 10 games just because I did not think it was worth it, and they didn't have any events. I really had no interest in playing Battle Royale. Of course, I obviously got the voucher. I should probably mention that. I would not be able to have this done if I did not have the voucher, so if you don't have the voucher, it's probably going to take you a little bit longer, but these tips are definitely still going to help you. And then the daily missions, always make sure to do these. I did not do the online ones, of course, but always make sure that you guys are getting done the exchanges, and these are really easy. All you have to do is load up your entire team with Houston Astros, and what you're going to want to do is go to a play versus computer game, be the home team, and you have to pitch 2 innings with 15, which is pretty much just the entire position players full of that team, and then you're going to get that done, and it's usually about 2 to 3 program stars. So that's how I got that done, and then let's talk about how I got the bulk of it done. So of course, you guys probably know I was always recommending the player versus computer games, and I found a couple things about about that last time out when I was grinding it. I was only getting about 1 star, and I thought, damn, this is taking like 20 minutes even when I'm bunting through it trying to go as fast as possible. So I thought, what would possibly be a better way to get a game done? And then I thought maybe you could play now and have 2 controllers in the mix, and I do have 2 controllers. If you do not have 2 controllers, you probably will not be able to do this. Hopefully you guys do have another controller laying around, or maybe you can borrow one from a friend or so on or so forth. But this is really how I was able to do it so quickly, and I just thought, you know, this would be the best way because you can, you know, just do all the pitching and you don't have to worry about another human being. You don't have to worry about the AI annoyingly fouling out balls. So really what you would do, and I'll show you in a little bit, you're going to hop into a game. There are some settings that you're going to want to do beforehand. First of all, you want to make sure your pitching is on Classic. Classic is the one where you just have to tap a button. You don't have to use the analog. You don't have to use a meter. So it's literally just tapping X, because what we're going to be doing is just spamming. We're not going to want to actually pay any mind to this. This is something that I was watching Netflix with. I was watching YouTube, catching up on podcasts with. So I wasn't really paying all that much attention to it. There are a couple more you know, settings that you guys really want to focus on. Batter walk up you want to turn off. That's, you know, where they show their card or where they show the stats, the batter that's coming to bat. You do not want that on because it's just going to take more time. Presentation mode, of course, fast play, they're not going to show any replays. It's basically what you have in Diamond Dynasty. Pre-pitch cameras, I turned on none. These are just all my settings right here. This makes games go the quickest, the fastest possible, and no other presentations that pop in the way that are going to slow down load times or increase time that it is going to take. So those are very important things right there. Another thing I want to talk about is sliders, because you can use sliders right here. It should show my sliders. Okay, it's not going to, but these are the sliders that I used. Basically, you're going to want to put on human starter stamina, human pitcher control, human pitcher consistency, and then you're going to want to go down and put up fastball pitch speed. And that's just going to make pitches go faster. It's going to take a little bit less time. You're probably not going to actually notice it in real time, but the stamina and the control definitely helps, and that's going to go right inside what we're going to be doing right now. And I actually created a roster. Now, I did a little playing with this beforehand, thinking about it, and this is what I ended up going with. So what you're going to want to do is construct 2 different teams, and you're going to have obviously 2 teams, you know, 1 for each controller. So I did my favorite team, which is the Tampa Bay Rays, and then I have the Boston Red Sox. You guys notice we have 299 overall pitchers, Chris Sale and Ryan Yarbrough. Don't ask me why I chose him. I just decided to. So they're going to be maxed out. So they're going to be super. They're going to throw a lot of strikes, and with those sliders, they rarely ever throw balls, which is very helpful. So you're going to want to make sure those 2 are maxed out. Something I would recommend is go and individually change their pitching motion. I went with Alex Claudio right here. You really want to find a stretch that is really fast and really, you know, quick to throw, quick to deliver. So Alex Claudio is the one that I went with for both him and Chris Sale. And then what I did is I went through, of course, you guys can check in the roster control. If you look at the lineups, you can see everybody. I took off all of their stats. And what this does, because what we're going to do, and I'll show you right now as we hop into a game, let me just turn this on right here, is you're going to want to turn on quick counts, and quick counts will not take any stars away from you. It will not do anything of that sort. It will just speed everything up. Usually on average it starts at a 1-1 count, 1 ball 1 strike, which is what you might see in like Little League baseball, sometimes some softball leagues. So all you're going to want to do is go into fast play, make sure that is enabled. I like to do theme 1. I think it goes a little bit quicker than the MLB network. Probably not, but it's just a superstition. And then make sure to turn on quick counts right there. That is very important. Of course, we're selecting the 2 maxed out starting pitchers. And then once again, notice that nobody has any sort of stats. And the reason why I did that, I remember back in MLB The Show 18, remember we had an event where it actually did have quick counts on, and we noticed that what had altered quick counts was whether or not your player had good plate discipline and good plate vision. Now, I also messed with the contact and power just because, like I said, I did this the day before, so I really had nothing better to do. I think you guys only have to worry about messing with the vision and plate discipline for all the starters, and then make sure that those guys are in the starting lineup. So it's going to look like this, and you're going to get a lot of 2-strike counts this way. So all we do is just press X, and it is usually going to be a strike every single time. So this is going to be very easy, very simple, and you're going to just fly through games. Now, these games on average were taking me about 8 to 9 minutes to complete, earning 2 program stars per. So you guys can do the calculations. I tried to figure this out in my head, but it is kind of confusing. I will do it at the end of the video, however. But basically, you guys see a 3-1 count right here. This controller is kind of bugged out, so don't worry about that. But you do have to score 1 run. I only like these games going to 9 innings, so I'm just purposely going to miss that one right there. Allow the run to score. It should count as a home run. I think maybe that does something for like XP or something. I'm not exactly too sure, probably not, but you want to make sure to get in 1 run so it does not go into extra innings. I usually like to do that right away. Make sure it is with the home team, because otherwise you would have to pitch that bottom half of the inning if you did decide to do with a road team. So that is something very important. Otherwise, it is very simple. All you're going to want to do is just keep pressing X, and I apologize. It's something with my right thumbstick right here. Don't ask how that got messed up, but you know, really, you can just lay back and relax, and you're gonna have 2 controllers set up right here, and you're just gonna spam X. Now, one thing that I did do while I was performing this is I would have somewhat of an eye. Sometimes they will give you like a 3-1 count, and then I usually keep an eye because I have one monitor here, my other monitor that I actually play on. So if I see it's a 3-1 count, if I see it's a 3-2, I'll just kind of make sure, and you can, you know, just do a little bit of a swing. I am so sorry for this. This is really getting annoying, but you guys get the idea. I have no earthly idea why it is doing that. Yeah, but it is pretty self-explanatory. If I see there's 3 balls and I don't want to walk in because that is going to take more time, what I'm going to do is just swing to make sure that it is not a ball. So that's really what you're looking at. And then once you get done with the 9 innings, I've heard rumors that you're able to confirm restart and go back into it. I tried doing that, a test the night before, but I don't think I got as many stars as I did the first time, so I would recommend after you complete the game, remember, score that 1 run at some point with the home team so the game does finish and complete. You're going to want to go to confirm exit. Now, if you have a PS4 Pro, this is going to load even faster. I just have the base PS4, so you guys are going to have even quicker loading times and hopefully get even quicker stars, but that is really the gist of it. I don't think there's anything else too special I did alongside those lines. I did start grinding, I would say, around 9:30 p.m. Central Time, and I completed about 7 o'clock, and that was probably with a little bit of, you know, screwing around. I was talking to a good buddy of mine, but I think I did it relatively quickly. I don't think there's any more tips that I really have for you guys. Make sure to load that up in a roster. All those settings are like as follows. Make sure you have those sliders enabled, and those presentation settings are really key. They really do help speed up the game. So those are just some tips that I have you guys to get more program stars a lot faster, and you know, hopefully you guys can complete this right here. I would like to think I did it pretty fast. At the time of recording, Piazza is going for the most. I don't know who I'm going to pick yet. You guys are going to have to wait and see for that one. But if you guys have any more questions, comments, concerns, make sure to let me know down below in the comment section. I will gladly go ahead and answer and reply to you guys as soon as I possibly can. I am very tired, by the way, but I am going to get you guys some more gameplay out tonight. But if you guys did enjoy this one, make sure to leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel if you guys have not yet. Really would appreciate it, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. There goes some Zowdy. Yeet.
Love is love, and hate is hate. To die is an awesome adventure, and I can hardly wait. Earth is a prison, I need a great escape. You know I'm in my zone when I'm up in outer space. You know I'm in my zone when I'm up in outer space. You know I'm in my zone when I'm up in outer space. You know I'm in my zone. You know I'm in my zone. I took a bite of the glory.